Kenna with Kenna's Kitchen, and today we're going over the brand new Ninja FrostVault. Ninja has changed the cooler game with this dry zone storage compartment. Is this the right cooler for you? I'm gonna get in depth and let you know the ins and outs, everything around this cool ass cooler. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Not even the elephant, it's like the glorious angel in the room. The dry zone storage compartment that Ninja has brought to the cooler game. That is what really makes this cooler different than any other cooler that I've had. And it is this little nifty, easy access drawer right here. So this storage compartment is really cool. It creates a different zone in the cooler that is completely dry, doesn't have any access to ice or water, but it stays food safe temperatures, so 40 degrees or lower when you have ice in this main compartment. Let's say that you have some sandwiches and some fruit that you don't want to get soggy and wet in this ice box compartment above hand. You can put it right in here. They will stay cold, they will stay dry, and they'll stay perfect for your lunch in the middle of the day. Here are my cons for this cooler. I would say the biggest thing is that it is heavy and it is bulky. Even dry weight, it's up there, 20 pounds, 29 pounds. Suggested ice, you're getting 35 pounds, 55 pounds. That is taking some muscle to actually move. If you don't have a second person there to help you, it can be really hard to move these fully loaded, full of beverages and food. So keep that in mind. It's got a 3-inch thick wall insulation, and that just is a little bulky as far as like taking up cooler space, but it pays out in keeping your food colder longer. So that's really my cons to this. My other con would be that it just doesn't have an easy way of moving it. There is no wheels, there's no straps, so you've just got your sturdy handles and some good old-fashioned muscle. Now, I will say a pro that could be a con, that could be a pro, is it's gonna offer these like grips on the bottom. So you've got these 4 rubber grips. If you're familiar with Ninja stuff, you know that a lot of their kitchenware has those rubber grips on the bottom to keep it from moving around. And while it is great, it is a nuisance sometimes to try and like move this. So after hoisting it up on a truck, you're not gonna be able to slide it to the back of the truck, or hoisting it up on the deck, you can't slide it because it's gonna have those rubber grips. Now this is good and it's bad, so it really just depends on what you're using this for. But in situations like a boat, or the back of a UTV, or even the back of a truck, once you're moving, it's gonna be great for you to keep it put. Okay, that's really my list of cons. Let's move to the pros. First of all, biggest thing, what we've been talking about this whole time, is this easy access drawer. Now this drawer has already come in handy with a couple road trips already. Putting this in the back and not having to worry about stacking anything on top of it, because we don't have to actually access the main compartment. We can kind of put all of our road trip snacks and everything right here, easy to access, and you just have to flip up this little tab and it locks it and unlocks it. But it has made road trip snacking even easier. So that is my biggest pro on this cooler, and I love it. As a foodie, it's awesome for camping. You take your raw meats, you put them in there, and everything else can be in this cooler. Super, super cool. No more wet hot dogs, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that I like about this cooler is that it looks good. It's got a good design, it's got a good feel. I like these little flip up things. It's a good looking cooler. Also, it's the perfect seat height. So if you ever go camping or anywhere where you take a cooler outside, everybody sits on the cooler. So it's a great little seat for around the campfire, but also, you know how annoying it is when you have to ask that same person, can you get up so I can get my beer out of the cooler? Can you get up so I can get a drink out of the cooler? Now, you don't even have to ask them that. You can preload your campfire drinks down here. You know where they're at. Dude guy who's sitting on your cooler only has to spread his legs a little bit and you can get the goods. Let's talk about how it compares with other coolers in the game. Awesome cooler in general. It's cold, it holds your drink, it has options, it's got the divider, it's got the dry zone cooler, it's got easy handles, comes in a couple different sizes and colors. So it's comparable to the coolers out there. What is really changing the game is obviously what we've been talking about this entire video, the dry zone storage compartment. That is really something I have not seen in any other cooler out there. Other coolers do have some kind of storage capabilities, but all of those are gonna be within the cooler. So they might have a second ledge that offers a cutting board holder, or maybe a divider, or maybe an ice pack or a basket. And it's gonna give you some options to kind of separate your foods, but it's all within the cooler. You still have to open the top to access it. You still have to keep it within the same compartment of ice water. So, you know, as the ice melts, your basket of food on the top is getting warmer and warmer because it's getting further away from the ice. And once that ice does turn into water, whatever is in there, you know, when that water's sloshing around, it's gonna get wet anyway because it's not separated like this cooler offers. So that's really the big upside to this cooler. Gravity is kind of helping you with this bottom dry zone storage compartment. As the ice melts, it's gonna kind of go to the bottom, which is gonna keep that dry zone cold. That's actually the technology there, is gravity is obviously gonna work to your advantage. It's gonna send the coldest ice water down to the bottom of the cooler, which is gonna keep this compartment ice cold. Well, not ice cold, 40 degrees cold. So let's talk about the coolers. They come in a 30 quart and a 50 quart. Both coolers are gonna give you the options of 3 colors. You've got white, gray, and blue. They're gonna both offer a dry zone compartment. The smaller 30 quart is gonna have a 1 compartment, while the 50 quart is gonna have 2 compartments within the 1 drawer. They're both gonna offer great ice captivity. I don't know, so they're gonna keep the ice colder longer. If you have it in ideal conditions, it can hold ice for up to 5 days. Now, I'll say in the Florida sun, it was only about 2 days before the ice melted and we needed to refill. But even with some really cold water in there, the bottom storage compartment stayed really cold, kept our snacks and our cheeses and our apple juices perfectly chill for our very demanding 2-year-old. So both coolers are gonna also offer the spouts on the side for easy like water release, sturdy handles, and they're both gonna offer these locking areas where you can put a padlock through here and keep it extra secure when you got the good stuff in here at the campsite. So some differences, let's talk about the 30 quart. The 30 quart is obviously smaller than the 50 quart. It says it holds 48 cans. Now what it doesn't tell you is that it only holds 26 cans with ice in it. So 48 cans is like using the main storage area and the compartment in the bottom, no ice, 48 cans. So your cans better be cold before you put them in the cooler if you want them cold. Now let's say you're using ice. They do recommend that you use up to 15 pounds of ice in the 30 quart to keep everything cold and work as it's designed. Ninja also suggests, if you do have the time, to kind of pre-chill your cooler and get that ambient temperature down so that when you do put your beers or your LaCroix in and your ice, you're already down in temperature. You're not wasting any time kind of getting the cooler down in temperature. The 30 quart is running $200 right now on their website. You can check my description below for a coupon code and the link to get one. Just throwing this out there. I am not making any money on this video, but if you do decide to buy one from this video, consider using my link and I will get a kickback and just kind of help support the channel. So I really appreciate that. The 50 quart now is running $250. So, okay, so the 50 quart has 2 dry zone compartments within 1 drawer, and that is really awesome if you're traveling with a family or you want to separate even more types of foods. It's a much larger cooler. It feels a lot bigger than the 30 quart. Going into size, it says it can fit 80 cans. That is with no ice, and that is within the main cooler and the storage compartments. Now, if you're talking about with ice, you can only fit 45 cans in the cooler and the storage compartment. So those are the size differences between the 30 and the 50. So really it's up to you and your needs on which one you should get. There are a couple accessories that Ninja offers on their website. That's gonna be the perfect fitting padlock, the divider that doubles as a cutting board, and the 1 pound 2-pack ice packs or the 4-pound ice pack. Now, I would not suggest this cooler to someone who maybe isn't able to lift a lot of weight, isn't traveling with a second person to help you out, or just needs a more mobile cooler. I mean, this is a little bulky. I would picture this more of like a stay at the pool side cooler, take it to the campfire cooler, put it in the back of your truck cooler. But if you're kind of, you know, moving around through the day and you need to pick it up and go, I wouldn't necessarily get this one. This one is gonna be, you know, hands on deck. This one doesn't offer, you know, pulling behind you or like strapping it around your shoulder or whatever. So you're really gonna need to be kind of physically able to move this cooler. But here's what I think. If you're looking for a new cooler for you and your family and you're gonna use it for the car, for traveling, or you want to take it to the pool and kind of have your snacks in the bottom and your big drinks in the top, this is a great cooler for you. It's perfect in every way in that, you know, you can kind of separate your day and keep things organized. All in all, I think this is a great cooler. I think that if you're a foodie, this is gonna be a cooler for you just to kind of bring your ingredients along and not get them subjected to that ice basin that is a cooler. Very cool. So all in all, I rate it a great cooler for foodies, a great cooler in general. The only thing is I wish it was a little easier to move, but I am sure Ninja's in the works for many more. So if you're looking to get your hands on this Ninja FrostVault, go ahead and check the description below. I'll have a link for it there, and I'll have any coupon codes that I have available right there for you as well, so you can save a little dinero too. All right, this has been a review for the Ninja FrostVault. I'm Kenna with Kenna's Kitchen, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and most importantly, give me all your money. Okay, bye. Once you get it where it's going, it's staying put. It ain't going anywhere. I could be whipping 360 turns in my UTV in the back, and no beers are gonna be whipping out of that. Oh, I probably shouldn't say beers. Whipping 360 turns in my side-by-side, and not a single apple juice will go missing. This thing is sturdy. So if you're looking for something that'll be with you, stay with you, and if it does get a little dinged up, it ain't gonna get dinged up, it's a good cooler for you. What? All right, so if you're looking for a cooler that you can take with you on any adventure and know that it's gonna stay put right where you need it, this is the cooler for you. Is that better? Wonderful. Okay.